nuts. Holy fuck.
Hello everyone, my name is MAJD, and in front of you is Widowmaker, my favorite character in the whole game of Overwatch. The reason why I love this character so much is because if I zoom and I click someone's head, they die. Pretty much. Alright, and I really like that, so that I love this character and I play him all the time. I play her all the time in the game. Now, the reason I'm making this video is because I wanted to show you guys what it looks like after you complete the advanced beginner routine by AIMER 7 in Kovaak. Now, everybody might ask, wait, what is going on? What is he talking about? Let me backtrack and talk to you about this. So, there's this human called AIMER 7, and this guy is an aiming coach. And several years back, he had put together a really awesome guide about aim training, about aiming in general. He explains to you everything you need to know about aiming and how you can improve your aim really, like basically significantly. You become an aiming bot, pretty much. I'm telling you, I swear to God, if you finish this whole thing, I'm only halfway through, and honestly, I mean, I'm showing you right now. I'm gonna show you the results. You guys are gonna see the results. I mean, I've got called a hacker several times. I got called smurfing. I got called blah blah blah. I got called so many things, and I'm a fucking shitter. I promise you guys, I'm a fucking shitter. I don't even have GameSense. I'm gonna explain to you about GameSense later. There's a reason why I included 2 clips of Apex Legends in the montage that you saw. Right, there's a lot to talk about. I don't want to make this long. Let's get into this shit. So, back to the AIMER 7 guide. Like I said, he made this guide, which is amazing. And all the stuff, by the way, which I was scrolling through earlier, and right now, you have to read all this. Trust me, you have to read all this. And this is vital. This is just vital. It makes all the difference between you improving just a little bit or improving significantly, okay? I promise you. I cannot stress this enough. This has to be read. Even if you were not gonna follow the AIMER 7 routine. Let's say you decided, you know what, I'm just gonna do something else. I'm gonna improve my aim another way. This still needs to be read so that you avoid some problems that you don't want to do. Okay? Avoid problems like this one. Overtrain. Right? Or not sleeping enough. All this, I promise you, make a big difference. And I don't want to go into detail. I don't want to make this long, but you need to read this. Anyway, in his guide, you start as a complete beginner, okay? And you basically want to level up your way to the next levels, right? And by the way, guys, even complete beginner, this stuff is really tough. Like, trust me, I promise you, this stuff is tough. Alright, yeah, this stuff is tough. This stuff is tough. Which one am I saying? Anyway, this is tough, and it's gonna kick your butt. Some butts are gonna be kicked. If you think you're good and you say, "Oh, I played FPS for so many years," you try this and you tell me if you're better than if you're doing good. Okay, you're gonna compare yourself, look which percentiles you are in the Kovaak, and then you'll see. Anyway, you start as a complete beginner, and you do this for 10 to 15 days, and basically you become an intermediate beginner. And you do this again as well for 10 to 15 days, and then you become an advanced beginner. And now it gets so much longer. Now you start needing to do this for 3 to 5 weeks, right? You can consider, and then you become a sub-intermediate. And then you still want to do this again in 3 to 5 weeks, and then you become an intermediate player. Now things get really messy. You don't even have a time period. You need to get these kind of scores, right? It basically tells you what scores you need to aim for. Once you get these scores, then you know you're good for the next one. You become advanced player. And then after advanced, you become a sub-aiming beast. After sub-aiming beast, well, now you know, after sub-aiming beast, you're a fucking hacker, right? That's what happens. You become a hacker. You become a hacker. You get banned from all your games, probably. Right, and yeah, you're not gonna have fun anymore playing games because you're a hacker. Anyway, you saw how there's so much, right? So I'm gonna show you again. So complete beginner, intermediate beginner, advanced beginner, sub-intermediate player, intermediate player, and then advanced player, sub aim beast, right? And see, and that's a lot. Trust me, that's a lot of time, guys. That's a lot of time. I don't think anybody was able to survive through all this. And by the way, that is why I'm making this video. I'm making this video because I always, when I was checking on YouTube, I saw that some people completed the beginner, and they showed me how it looks like after they completed this. And then some others completed intermediate beginner, and that's where it all stopped. I could never find videos of people who went beyond this. I wanted to see somebody who had started from the very beginning, from complete beginner on this guide. I wanted to see somebody who started from the beginning, did this, completed this, and even got to advanced beginner, completed this. I wanted to see how advanced beginner looked like, but nobody on YouTube showed me that, right? I've never seen that anywhere. Anyway, this is why I'm making this video, guys. So I've went through this. I've done the complete beginner, and I finished intermediate beginner, and I got to advanced beginner, and I finished it. Alright, 3 to 5 weeks, but this took me so much longer because I'm just a lazy ass, right? I'm like lazy ass as in I took my time with this. I didn't take 3 to 5 weeks. This probably took me like 3 months to finish, even 4, because I did it in a different way, which I will explain later. But I did advanced beginner, and I finished it, and I wanted to show you guys the results. So like I did a tracking dominated routine. Okay, the reason I did tracking dominated routine is because I realized that I've always been bad at tracking, like really bad, and so I said, you know what, I'm just gonna focus on this the whole time of me, doing the aim training. So that's what I did. Here, so it says I should do this for 3 to 5 weeks, so I picked the middle, so I did 4 weeks instead. Okay, now look at this. Each one needs to be done for a certain time. So let's say, see, Rex Strafe Scata needs to be done for 15 minutes, and then Close Long Strafe Invincible 10 minutes, right? So if you combine all of these, they pretty much go up to an hour, and I really did not want to do an hour every day. So what I did is I halved them. So instead of 15 minutes, I would do 7.5. Instead of 10, I would do 5, right? I've half of all of these, and then instead of 4 weeks, I would just double it, so it became 8 weeks. So 8 weeks is a total of 56 days. So what I have done is, on the second day of me doing these, I recorded every single workout, every single exercise, and I recorded again on the last days. So 56 days, or very close to it, once I break one of my high scores that I've been stuck in for a while. And that's what I have done, and I'm gonna show you guys the difference. So you're gonna see how it looked like on the second day, and then you're gonna see how it looked like on the last days, around 56 days. And you're gonna see the difference, and I'm gonna show you guys gameplay from Overwatch, from Apex Legends, right? There's a lot to talk about Apex Legends. You're gonna see much more Overwatch clips than Apex Legends, and the reason why is going to be explained later, and it's very important that you guys know this. And this goes back to what I said before about GameSense, okay? So let's go ahead. I'm gonna start showing you guys each and every workout of advanced, advanced beginner, and yeah, let's get into it. First up comes Rex Strafe Kata. By the way, each one of these scenarios take 1 whole minute to finish, but for the sake of making this video as short as possible, I'm gonna only show you guys 30 seconds of each. So this is the second day. This is me doing this for the second day. This is how it looks like. I'm gonna give you 10 more seconds of silence so that you can focus and enjoy. This was me towards the end, and yes, that is the music that was playing at the time. I thought I would keep it original, and yeah, keep everything in. You guys hear the whole thing. So this was what was going on towards the end. This is the high score that I got. Next up is Close Long Strafes Invincible. Now this one I was already decent at because I have been doing this even before in the level before this, which was Intermediate Beginner. So it was also repeated in Advanced Beginner, so I was already on an okay level in this one. But I still improved, which you will see on the one after this clip. And this is how it looks like towards the end. Next comes Pin Practice 360. And in this one, the main goal throughout the whole thing was to focus only on their heads, right? So that's the main goal, only focus on the heads. In this specific scenario, you're gonna see my score being 1500, but it would show my high score as 2000. I still showed this one because the one with 2000, I was not focusing on the head. That is why this is what I counted for me, and that's why I included this one. And this is towards the end. Again, this was also the music that was playing at the time I was, doing that scenario. This is the original audio. I guess enjoy the epic music. Next is thin aiming, long invincible. And to be honest, this was the most one I've suffered with, and I don't think I improved as much as I'd like to. I really did not improve as much as I'd like to. I don't know why. I just always felt that my tracking on this is very choppy, and I don't know why. And I guess I need you guys' help. If anybody knows or notices what may be the problem, please let me know. I'm gonna literally put a picture of my setup, and just so that if anybody is a genius or if you knows what's up, help me out. I'm gonna keep rolling with this. So now this is the next one. This is towards the end. Look, I improved just a tiny bit, but that's over 56 times. And by the way, this was something I've done even in the level before this, when I was intermediate beginner. I also had this, and so all this time I really did not improve much. I don't know why. If anybody knows how, please help me with this one. Okay, next is 116 Targets T. This one, guys, I noticed I reached a plateau around 20 days in, something like that. I reached a plateau. I could never beat my score again. I really couldn't, and I tried. And it was only until either the last day, which is the 56th day, or 3 days, like the last 3 days. That was when I was really able to finally beat my score again. And I believe, I'll explain to you the mistake. So I think I made a big mistake throughout the thing. That's why I couldn't improve. I'm gonna roll on to the next one. I'll keep explaining. So this is now when it's the final day. That was when I finally beat my score. So the mistake that I was doing is that I was trying to go really fast. I was sacrificing accuracy for speed, and that was wrong. So basically, the correct way to do it is you go slow enough that you get 100% accuracy, but also try to go fast, but not too fast. Basically, you want to go slow until it becomes second nature, and then you become naturally faster. That's what you want to do. Next comes 1 wall 6 charges small. As you can see, it is exactly like the one before, just much smaller. Which also means that I had the same exact problem like before, where I had always kept trying to go much faster than I can or should be, and I ended up being stuck for a long time even in this one as well. And by the way, this was even much more frustrating and harder because the targets are harder. I was able to beat this last minute, last day, last everything. And here comes the last day, the last minute, where I was finally able to beat the score that I was stuck on and finally surpassed my plateau. But first, let me pause here. I'm going to play some clips that are just going to keep running in the background while I'm speaking. So as I'm doing a full-scale analysis of this whole thing, I thought I would mention this as well, as it does come into play. Some people may ask, is it good that we listen to music while we're doing those scenarios or not? Is music gonna increase our performance or not? And as I have over 150 hours in AIM training, Kovaak and AIM Lab combined, I noticed some really interesting things about this topic. What I have noticed is sometimes music, when you're listening to music, it actually it puts you in such a very focused mindset that you actually end up performing so much better than when you were before listening to music, right? But then there are also times where you're listening to so much music that it really distracts you and just brings you out of your focus, and you don't end up doing as well anymore. And so I would tell you that it really depends on your state of mind, on what is happening with you at the moment. Sometimes you might feel that you need to listen to music, sometimes you don't. So sometimes you just need complete silence and just do your thing, focus. Sometimes, no, you need to listen to something and it's gonna put you in such a, maybe a trance state or some interesting, mindset or focused mindset. Now let me go back to that previous scenario that I posed and show you my biggest example of how sometimes listening to something can increase your performance significantly. And by the way, if you're wondering what the guy is talking about, it's about hard work. And also, note that I was 100% focusing with that guy and was not really paying attention to what I was doing in the scenario. So the scenario was being done subconsciously, and consciously my entire focus and attention was on what the guy was saying. Let's go back.
Who do you think you are? Making me so afraid of who you are. Reflection in the mirror, shadow behind me. I take one step and you're still ahead of me. Sweat in my face, tears in my eyes. I keep on going. I heard you tell no lies. You turn the poor to rich, F to A's. Is there anything that you can't do? Now look at me. You made me who I am today. And because of you, I have this never losing, never giving up attitude. Quitting? That's not in my vocabulary. When they quit, I keep going. When they sleep, I work harder. When they say that I can't and count me out, I show them that I can. When I tell them about my dreams and they laugh, I make sure I laugh last.
Next is vertical long strafes. You guys are gonna notice in this one that I'm already pretty decent. The reason why is because I've been doing this scenario all along, like from the very beginning, since complete beginner and intermediate beginner and even now in advanced beginner, right? So pretty decent. I still improved, you're gonna see in the next clip, but now this is day 2 again of out of day 56. So day 2, this is how it looks like. And this is how it looks like towards the end of the program. By the way, I had mentioned before that it took me 3 to 4 months to finish this whole thing, even though I had also said that I only need to do this 56 times or 56 days. So as you could tell, I didn't do it 56 days consecutively, right? So I took my time with it. So I did 1 day yes, 1 day no, or 1 day yes, 2 days no, right? There was a week also where a whole week I didn't do anything, or maybe 2 weeks it was. But yes, I did it. I took my time with it. Last but not least, this is Sugla XY short strings. And oh my gosh, how tough this is. Oh my, yeah, like you could tell from the video right now, you could tell you can see how difficult this is, right? It is so difficult and it relies 100% of you being very reactive. You have to be very quick in your reaction and you have to be smooth as well. So this was pretty difficult. Anyway, it was fun while it lasted. Good stuff. And this is by the end of the program. Honestly, regarding this one, I did improve, but I don't feel like I improved that much. I think this one is a higher learning curve. It takes more time, and I need to improve even better. So I don't feel like I improved that much. I actually, even the scores, I haven't improved that much on them. You're gonna see the final score. It's not a big difference. It is, you know, better, but yeah, I could improve more. Yeah, this was difficult to improve on. Now I'm gonna roll my gameplay clips while also talking about some important things later on. Enjoy, guys.
Play of the
Dude, that was nuts. Holy fuck. Ow, that shit on them.
I've never had a game that good that way before.
double.
Someone said something about Discord.
Oh,
No one.
dude.
So, time for the real analysis. Now, I finished the whole program. I finished the whole advanced beginner routine. The real question is now, okay, I improved in those Kovaak routines, I improved in those scenarios, but did I actually improve in game? Did those improvements transfer to me playing in game? And was it really worth it to spend all this time in Kovaak? I spent over 150 hours doing Kovaak aim training. So was it truly worth it? Should people do it? Yes or no? The answer is hell yeah. Of course, aren't you seeing those clips, guys? But you need to know one thing. You need to know one thing. This is not enough. I promise you, this is not enough. You need freaking GameSense, and you need it big time. Otherwise, I promise you, you will not go far at all. Like I said, there's a reason you guys will see so much more Overwatch clips than Apex Legends clips. The reason why is because Apex Legends is, like you all know, is a battle royale game, and this game requires you to really know how to position properly. You need to have surrounding awareness. You need to be very well aware of your surrounding, okay, and position properly, perfectly, know when to pick your fights, and always know where your teammates are, otherwise you're toasted, right? And so a lot of things come into play. All these come together to form what you know as GameSense, okay? Now, my GameSense is right? It's trash. It is whack. Okay, I have bad surrounding awareness. So all this aim training that I've done, I know if I see somebody in front of me, I can destroy them, I can roast them, I can just dead, right? But most of the time, I end up dying without even shooting one bullet. A lot of times this happens because my positioning is bad. Okay, so this is where GameSense comes into play, and like I have this friend. Okay, and he is really not that, he doesn't have that crazy aim at all, guys. He doesn't have all that crazy aim. His aim is fine, is normal, nothing too crazy, okay? But this guy has really good game sense. He knows where to position himself. He knows how to go, how to think. He thinks with his mind, okay? And this, he was able to reach master in Overwatch. He is a master in Overwatch. He reached master as a tank, using his mind, right? Knows where to, you know, position himself, how to position his team, and all that stuff. And he got to master in Overwatch, and he got to diamond in Apex Legends within like a week from season start, right? In week in, and he got to diamond, okay? And he even said that he can climb even more if he wanted to. He just didn't want to spend the time. So that is crazy to me, you know? So like I was never able to get to master in Overwatch. I'm not even close. I'm barely gold level right now. As I stand right now, I am barely gold level, right? Barely gold level in Overwatch, right? Now I know I can climb. But I never put all that, you know, the effort to it. I know I could possibly climb, but it's gonna be tough. I know how tough it's gonna be, okay? And when it comes to Apex, I am platinum, right? So I get to platinum, but it is so difficult for me to climb from there, right? Like if I play every single day for a long time, I play a lot. I have spent most of my day just playing Apex Legends. I could potentially barely get to diamond, barely, right? The most I've gotten so far was platinum 3 and then the ranks reset, but I was close to get to platinum 2 and then season reset, right? So that's the most I got so far. I know I could potentially get to diamond, but I need to bust my ass off, right? So that is how I stand, me, someone who's trained a lot in aiming, okay? So that being said, about my friend, by the way, he has a YouTube channel and he also streams. So I'm gonna link it somewhere here. His name is LarkPain, right? I'm gonna link it either on the screen or you're gonna find it on the video description. Alright? So if you guys want to complete that part of aiming, right, with GameSense, he is the guy to follow. Right? I love to talk with him and play with him because he completes what I have missing, right? So I have the aim, I have no game sense, he helps me with that big time, right? So you should follow him if you wanna complete. So you guys are watching this video for a reason, right? You want to become a good FPS player. Aiming is only one part of it. Kovaak will definitely help you improve your aim, but you won't go far at all if you don't have game sense. So you really need to improve both skills, aiming and being able to know and think and use your mind during game, know where to go, positioning, surrounding awareness, all that stuff that is revolved around game sense, right? That is the only way for you to improve significantly. Otherwise, you with just aim alone, you could be stuck. People can abuse you easily, okay? They can abuse you. They're like, oh, he's a good aimer, let me focus him, and next thing you know, you'll notice that you become almost useless. You know, your performance is not gonna be as good as it was before because people now have their eyes on you, right? And they're making plays that counter you, or they're picking people or champions that counter you, right? And so if you don't have the game sense, you won't be able to counter react what they try to do, right? And so they will make you useless unless you use your game sense to counter that again and then just destroy them, right? So that's why I'm telling you game sense is important. Anyway, so did I become an aimbot after I finished the advanced beginner routine? Of course not. After all, I'm only 40% through AIMER 7's guide, right? There's still the whole rest of 60%, right? There's still, so I'm still advanced beginner, there's still sub-intermediate, there's intermediate player, and then advanced, and then sub-aiming beast, right? There's 4 more levels I need to level up through, right? I need to do all of these, and these take so much time. So no, I'm not an aimbot. In fact, I still have bad days where my performance is absolutely terrible. You know, days where I'm missing every shot, I'm just a terrible aiming. In fact, one of the most terrible days I've ever played Apex Legends was only 1 week after I finished the 56 days. Just like 1 week later, I had a day where I was an absolute trash in Apex Legends. Like I actually, like, because ranks reset, right? So I wanted to rank up back to Platinum. I was Gold 3, and then I ranked down to Gold 4. I was just losing every game. I was missing a lot of shots. I was just not playing right. I was just doing terrible, and I ranked down to Gold 4. Right, so yes, you still have a lot of days. You still have days that you do bad performance, right? But I did realize something really interesting, something actually that you all might relate to. I'm sure many of you realize that sometimes our performance is really bad, and sometimes our performance is really good. We have this our own variability throughout the days, which is something we can't all explain. It just comes and goes, right? Now what I notice is when we do aim training, when I practiced on aim training, not only does it make you better at aiming, but it also makes you more consistent. It builds consistency. So basically, if you played 10 games, you would perform really well from like 4 out of 10 games. After aim training and all, you may increase that so much more. So out of 10 games, you will do pretty good, maybe for like 8 games out of 10, right? So that's what I noticed, and I noticed it big time. My consistency increased significantly from before. Also, I wanted to point out one more thing. If the game you are playing has aim training features, then definitely do that as well, because you are training in-game. So you're getting used to the in-game mechanics, in-game movement, in-game everything, right? I love the fact that I can do that in Overwatch. There are so many different scenarios I could do that in Overwatch. My favorite is the one you are seeing right now. You basically just click heads as they are moving through air, jumping up and down, and I love it. By the way, what you are watching right now is one of the scenarios of the next level, which is sub-intermediate. I tried to do it right after I finished the 56 days, right? I wanted to see how I stand. As you can see, the bot's movement completely overwhelms me. This, by the way, I know it looks like similar to one of the scenarios before, but this is different. This is close, fast strafes invincible. The one you saw before is close, long strafes invincible. So this one moves much faster, much more unpredictable. It's fast strafes, right? So it's like when your enemy presses AD, 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 right? This is what it does. It completely overwhelmed me. I'm absolute trash, as you can see. And basically, that's next level, and I need to get good at this. So, if you guys want me to go to the next level and do the whole sub-intermediate routine as well, and show you how that looks like, which I think, by the way, is gonna be absolutely ridiculously stupid. It's gonna be OP as hell. Like, imagine I got used to this movement. Oh my god, I'm gonna be banned. Like, I'm literally gonna be banned from many games. Imagine like I got good at this. Anyway, yeah, if you want me to do that, drop some comments. Tell me, like, let me know that you want me to. I guess if I get like 100 comments telling me, okay, please do that, you know, we beg you, we're gonna kiss your feet if you do, then I'll consider it. So there you have it. That was my full detailed analysis of everything. I think I covered everything. There's nothing more to cover, and the video is so long. I never expected it to be this long, and I really tried to make it so short. So I apologize for you guys for being, if anybody even still watching this, thank you, and I'm sorry that I made you go through all this nightmare.